This beautiful woman is taking a bath in her bathroom, very quiet and carefree. When this young man enters slowly, without making any noise, and starts watching her take a bath. She doesn't realize that the man has entered and is being watched, so she quietly continues her shower, while he continues outside without making any noise, because she cannot notice, so he takes one of her clothes and smells it, very eagerly. How strange is this? Just imagine. And at that moment she finishes her shower, turns off the shower, grabs her towel, and is startled, saying, "Paulo, what are you doing here?" And he replies, "I came here to see you," and she angrily replies, "Are you crazy? You're my daughter's husband." He asks her to calm down and says he wants to talk to her. Furious, she says that this is not the most appropriate place and that the two of them have nothing to talk about. She then takes her clothes back and throws him out of the bathroom and closes the door. Soon after, Paulo is sitting on the couch with his wife discussing their wedding, because it is the eve of the wedding and they are very anxious to get married and have a beautiful family. Well, at least his fiancée is happy with the moment. While the girl is showing him the decoration of the party, Paulo's mother-in-law arrives, and her daughter asks her to help with the wedding, because she is very excited and needs some guidance to organize the wedding, which are many. She, very insecure, says that she will help her daughter to organize everything and that she is also very excited about her wedding, while Paulo, without any shame, leans on his mother-in-law's shoulder behind his future wife, who keeps talking non-stop and planning his wedding, and she can't even imagine what is going on behind all this wedding, and the worst thing is that her mother accepts and likes the situation in which she is involved. Paulo then turns to her and says, "Mother-in-law, I want you to be a very important piece in our marriage, and you want her presence constantly, and your daughter says that she also wants your presence and to be a key piece in your marriage." Her mother then leaves in very hot weather and goes to get a drink of water, because in the city she is in it is very hot and she needs to hydrate. Commitment can be thought of as a mindful and consistent decision to invest into a relationship. It is this building block that helps push relationships through times of difficulty and stagnation. It is different than simply cohabitating the same together or remaining in a labeled relationship without actively engaging in it. For a relationship to be successful and healthy, both partners must actively work towards its growth. Just look at his face while the poor girl is talking. On the same day at night, Paul's mother-in-law, whose name is Mary, has a dream about her son-in-law. She dreams about him coming close to her body and kissing her neck. You can see that she is enjoying this very much. But suddenly she wakes up very desperate, for she knows what she is doing is very wrong, for he will be her daughter's husband. After a moment, the doorbell rings and Maria goes to the door in her pajamas, not imagining who is visiting her. She opens the door and is surprised to see that it is Paul, and then Mary says that her daughter is not here and went to work, in a failed attempt not to commit any insanity. He then says that he did not go to see his daughter and that he was just there to see her himself and was dying to kiss her, but she tries, by all means, to push him away, but Paul is insistent and continues to persist in winning over his own mother-in-law, mother of his bride-to-be. She argues in various ways that this is wrong and that they should not do it, out of respect for the girl, but Paul says that he knows she wants it and that they deserve it, and then, without any shame, she cannot hold back and has just made one of the biggest mistakes of her life. What would you do in this situation? Let us know in the comments and don't forget to enjoy and share with your family and friends. Keep watching until the end and see what happens. Marriage is not a noun, it's a verb. It isn't something you get, it's something you do. It's the way you love your partner every day. Eduarda, her daughter, is very anxious and tells her mother that she can't hold back her emotions. Her mother even questions her daughter's dreams and asks, My beautiful daughter of my heart, are you absolutely sure of what you are doing with your life? Are you really going to get married? There is still time to give up on marriage. And she answers with all the certainty in the world that he is the man of her life, and she is absolutely sure that she wants to marry him. Her mother then says, "If you are happy, my daughter, then I am too." After the conversation, Eduarda then gets out of the car and walks with all the happiness in the world toward the dreamed-of wedding, but she forgets one essential item inside her car, the bouquet. But at this very moment, Maria, Eduarda's mother, gets out of the car to go through the trunk, and Paulo arrives grabbing her from behind a few minutes before her wedding, already in her wedding clothes, and then he declares himself to her and says that he doesn't care a bit about Eduarda and that he really loves her, and they start grabbing each other in the middle of the street a few seconds before the wedding. Eduarda just realized that she doesn't have the bouquet, so she rushes back to get it, but arrives and catches the two of them in a romantic mood. And then, furious, she yells at them, asking how they were able to do this to her on the happiest day of her life, and they try to justify themselves by saying that it is nothing like what she is thinking and can explain everything, and it was just a misunderstanding. The girl is inconsolable and doesn't want to hear any more lies and excuses. Paulo then tries to explain his version by talking a lot of nonsense, but Eduarda is overcome with hatred and slaps him. The mother then tries to approach her daughter, but she doesn't know how angry she is, and then tells her mother to forget that she ever had a daughter in her life and tells her to get out of her life forever. Eduarda then, in a moment of rage, begins to scream in the square and expose to everyone around what was happening, causing great embarrassment to all, and tells her mother to forget her and never look for her again, and tells Rodrigo to forget that he had a wife and tells the two to stay together, because they deserve each other. Rodrigo then says again that he loves Eduarda, but he has already ruined all her life. Poor girl. Being unfaithful is probably the most detrimental thing to any relationship. If you want to make it work, then you have to commit to your partner. It is possible that your significant other is not as witty as your coworker or as extroverted as your ex, but there is a reason why you chose them over everyone else. This should be the basis for your unflinching loyalty.